What is correct, and everyone? This is Renel's coming back at you with some Honkai Star Rail, and today we are actually going to be covering the different changes to Currency Wars. But real quick, I just want to verbally thank all of you guys for all of the support recently. It's really been nice to see, and let's keep it going. Hopefully we can, climb higher and higher, and, let's not even say anything else, just thank you guys, appreciate it. Hopefully you guys keep sticking around for some more. And let's get into it. So, Currency Wars, let's be real, as fun as the mode is, there is some balance issues. So thankfully, Heya's gonna be helping us out with this adjustments info. So we'll see what they've got changed. Alright, so it says it's received a special update. They've strengthened numerous characters, bonds, equipment, and investment strategies to enhance their performance in high difficulty matches. Yeah, because once you get higher in the difficulties, like some teams honestly become unrunnable, which is a shame because, you would want to use a lot of teams because they're fun, right? But you can't really do that. So hopefully they actually have done some good changes, given we're going to see this after 3.8, so pretty soon actually. I'm recording this pretty close to 3.8. I guess I'll just, show that real quick, like we're... here's the launcher, right? It's right there. So pretty soon. Anywho. So general mechanics, they fixed an issue where dot damage type would incorrectly trigger Lucky Strike, because so Lucky Strike's basically like my understanding, it's like a stronger version of a crit that's exclusive to Currency Wars. Based on this, we have increased the power of the dot bond. Okay. Yeah, dot was one of the ones where I feel like it just wasn't that good in the high-end parts. I haven't played a game like Currency Wars before, so it's possible that I'm just bad and I'm not playing it correctly. However, dot in the high-end spots is just like, it's not really that good. At least in my experience, right? Enhances damage directly caused by bonds, which increases progressively with nodal advancement in the plane. For example, Lightning Lord summoned by the Zansho bond will now deal increased damage as the nodes progress. That's good. It just straight up does more damage as you go along. Yeah, because that's one other issue, is in the higher ranks, sometimes the bonds just drop off in damage a lot. So for the bonds that they did enhance, they did Express Cohort. That's good. That team was not honestly that good. Bellabog, I think, fell off in the high end as well. I think you could rock Zansho in the higher end stuff, but you had to get carried by the Lightning Lord, so Wolf Hunt I feel like fell off pretty easily. Yeah, Break was a problem in high end as well. AoE attack. Didn't really play this one on the high ranks that much, so I can't say for sure, but I feel like that wasn't the best. Now, Energy was probably one of the best teams. But it got enhanced, so that's a good thing. Because Energy, with the Glaya specifically, bro. I mean, y'all seen all the memes with Wheelchair Glaya and all that stuff, right? And dot. Max shield effect of certain effects will receive smoother increases as nodes progress. Let me just scroll down real quick. How much are we dealing with? Okay, good amount, but not a ton. We were... right here. Okay, so characters and bonds, general character adjustments. Some characters' base speed increases. Oh, never mind. Just straight up says it. Characters' base speed increases with their cost. So, if you guys are unfamiliar and you haven't touched Currency Wars yet, cost is basically how it works in there is each character has a certain star value or like a color attached to the card. So, while Aglaya is an SSR character or an S rank character, she is one cost because she has a white background around herself during Currency War. So white is one cost, green is 2 cost, 3 cost is blue, 4 cost is purple, and then 5 cost is orange/yellow. I call it gold though, but that's the highest tier, is 5 cost. And generally speaking, the higher cost characters are going to be better on average. That doesn't mean their teams are going to be amazing, right? A lot of the high-end Currency Wars is based on whether the team itself is good, not just the characters. And it seems that the higher the cost the character is, the larger speed increase. So that's good. Characters who rely on speed or deal more damage, such as Dan Hong and Barbator Lune, Dr. Ratio, And an Axa can take more actions. You know, high cost characters like Boot Hill, so like these are all the 4-star, or the purples rather. So Boot Hill, Silverwolf, Yunqing, Jingyuan, Archer, and Firefly will benefit more from this change. Interesting, okay. Because that is another problem with some of the teams, is you just time out before stuff can happen. At least, again, I'm talking mostly in the high ranks. I haven't hit Wealth Creator yet, because I maxed out the rewards at level 80, but I haven't finished everything there yet, because I still gotta do a little bit of stuff in the simulated universe, so I'm kind of focusing on doing that, because I'm gonna be real, game modes in there are not as fun, so I'm trying to get that done first. Anyway. Enhances the healing and support capabilities of certain healing focused characters such as Natasha. Yeah, Natasha's healing in there is okay at best. Lingsha, Luocha, and Fu Xuan. See, Fu Xuan felt like she was pretty decent though, but I'm not gonna complain about some buffs. So for Natasha, they increase her damage boost effect provided by gift as well as outgoing healing from empowerment. Lingsha increases the maximum action count for each Fuyuan as well as outgoing healing from empowerment. So Fuyuan is her follow-up creature, so like all the bunnies. Luocha increases the damage boost effect from his zone and the outgoing healing provided by said zone. Xuan, when she is at 2 or 3 stars, decreases the number of enemies required to be defeated to regain flip charges. Now, I haven't read like exactly everything in Currency Wars yet, like, oh, what does this specific character do different in Currency Wars, but I'm assuming that this is basically, it's gonna give her more uptime is my understanding, because I want to say how she works in Currency Wars. Again, I'm talking out of my ass here, right? My understanding is that you defeat a certain number of enemies, and then this flip charge basically is whenever you get low enough on health, she'll heal you and like save you, so quite useful. Okay, enhanced bonds and related characters, so Wolf Hunt and Follow-Up Attack were buffed. The Wolf Hunt increases the damage and speed of Boruzen at all levels and enhances the Lucky Strike bonus it provides to the squad. That's good. Follow-Up Attack, I want to be real. I think the Follow-Up Attack team is horrible in Currency Wars. Like, I just could not get these guys to work, which is a shame because they did the Persona reference with the, that like combined attack that they did. So the, you know, it's cool visually, but I just feel like that team is really bad. Anywho, increases the damage multiplier of the unified attack, which is what I was just talking about. Looks like the follow. Looks like the all-out attack from Persona. If you guys have played that, and it enhances the follow-up attack damage amplification provided with each consecutive action. So it enhances Mose, Fei Xiao, Lingsha, Topaz, and Numbi at the same time. Okay, those are good buffs. We needed those. Okay, so Mose increases off-field follow-up attack damage multiplier. That's good, because he's mostly off-field. Fei Xiao increases her base damage, higher chance of additional follow-up attack after performing a follow-up attack. That's good. Increases permanent follow-up attack damage boost multiplier after triggering a follow-up attack, so just more damage. Okay, that's good. Lingsha increases the maximum action count for each Fuyuan as well as outgoing healing from empowerment. And then Topaz increases Numbi's damage multiplier against all enemies. Okay. Cosmic Scholar was kind of whatever in my opinion too, so that is good that they buffed that. Cosmic Scholar, Cake Cat will provide damage mitigation to the squad based on its level, while the bond effect will also provide additional on-field or off-field strength. AoE attack bond adds a Lucky Strike damage effect for AoE attack members. Interesting. Increases the 5, 7, or 9 AoE attack bond tier effects. So I guess it starts at 5 members for the bond. Okay. Okay, 5 AoE attack characters adds borrowed force that can fire lasers to deal damage. Then at 7 or 9, allies with AoE attack bond additionally increases damage dealt to bosses. Interesting. Characters that get this. Madame Herda. Actually, wait. Is this regular Herda or Madame Herda? Okay, since it doesn't say like the Herda or Madame Herda, I'm going to assume that this is like the little Herda. That's my assumption. It could be the Madame Herda though, I'm not sure. but it just says Herta specifically, so I'm assuming it's the little one. So it buffs that one, Jade, Argenti, Anaxa, and Jingyuin, and among them, the enhanced Herta, Jade, and Argenti will help teams better overcome early game challenges. Yeah, I feel like that game did have a slight issue during the early game when I was using them. So Herta increases her base damage and also increases damage multiplier for off-field follow-ups. Jade increases the damage multiplier for follow-up attack. Argenti increases his damage just straight up. And Anaxa increases damage multiplier for his off-field skill. So when he does his bounce skill. Okay. Jingyuin increases the initial speed of his Lightning Lord. Okay. And increases speed gain per stack and damage multiplier for each hit. So Jingyuin just gets to be more consistent. Yeah, because his issue, right, is he has his own Lightning Lord, obviously, right? Because that's like the character. And then he has the Lightning Lord from the Zhansho. And the Zhansho one was out-looping his, not out-looping, I used FGO term there. Jingyuin's Lightning Lord was slower than the Zhansho Bond Lightning Lord, which is, you know, not really that good considering the Bond Lightning Lord or just Bond stuff in general. Like damage from Bond is supposed to be like not as frequent as character attacks, so that was a problem. Ooh, skill point got buffed. That's good. We kind of needed that. I feel like skill point had a good amount of problems. Okay, so skill point bond adds a speed amplification effect for the squad, which increases with bond level. Squad members with skill point bond receive double the speed amplification. That's good. So this increases Danhong and Barbator Lune and Archer. Additionally, they will gain more action opportunities due to the speed amplification from the bond. That makes sense. Okay, so Danhong increases the probability of gaining Skama. I'm just probably going to butcher this. Skama Sacrosancta. After teammates consume skill points, increases damage multiplier for each skill point consumed by Danhong. An Archer increases his skill damage multiplier for each skill point consumed. Additionally, the independent mage bond has been strengthened, allowing for more temporary equipment to be materialized. Three-star Archer has also been enhanced to be able to fire more arrows in a single turn. That's good. Yeah, I feel like skill point had problems. Okay, we're nearing... Nah, are we nearing the end? Not quite. Sounds like they did a lot of work, which, you know what, that's good, because honestly, there was a lot of problems. Okay, so next up we have Debuff, Break, Galaxy Ranger, and Stellaron Hunter. Let's start with Debuff. Okay, so Debuff Bond increases the 4, 6, 8 member bond tier effects. Each stack of Afterburn has increased true damage multiplier. Afterburn applies damage reduction to enemies, enhancing allied survivability. This bond effect will also provide additional on-field and off-field strength. Okay, the Break Bond increases Super Break damage multiplier provided by the bond effect. Removes the action delay effect of Shockwave, allowing more enemies to be broken more times. Bond effect will also provide additional on-field and off-field strength. Galaxy Ranger. Increased damage amplification and speed amplification provided by the bond effect. Stellaron Hunter. I can highlight it. Okay, so it increases HP amplification and damage amplification provided by the bond effect, and then this affects Rappa, Boot Hill, Lingsha, Yunqing, and Firefly. Okay, Rappa specifically optimizes her empowerment effect and adjusts it to enhance basic attacks toughness reduction, increases. After an enemy's weakness is broken, Rappa deals bounce damage to them, additionally increases break damage multiplier from her empowerment. Then Boot Hill increases his base damage, increases the bounce damage ratio for enhanced basic attack, and additional toughness reducing effect for his ultimate. So just a lot of changes, which is good. Lingsha increases the max action count for each Fuyuin, as well as outgoing healing from empowerment. Yunqing increases the energy he regenerates if debuffs are inflicted upon enemies while squad members take action. And Firefly just straight up does more damage. That's good. Blood Flame. Blood Flame Arena gives speed boost and an increased damage multiplier. So a lot of good changes. I don't know. We'll see if it's enough to like be able to handle the higher ranks up there with like Wealth Creator and whatever's before that. I'm on that one. I just haven't played Currency Wars since last week because, you know, Reset wasn't Currency Wars this week, so there's that. But a lot of good changes. There were I like that there's a lot of speed boosting going on, because I'm gonna be real, some of these in the higher ranks are just like, they take too much time, you know? Like there'd be times where I'm playing the Aglaia team and even that team was rocking a little too slow. Again, I'm sure I'm not playing optimally because I don't know exactly how Currency Wars functions and all that. I haven't played it like super duper much to the point. I'm not familiar with those types of games. I don't play them very much. Okay, equipment. General equipment adjustments. This fixes an issue where initial energy or equipment stat was not taking effect in combat when the character was on field. So there's actual problems that were just happening as well. As a result, advanced equipment synthesized from photon cell except for perpetual engine can now correctly provide additional energy to equipped characters at the start of a battle. And then they also adjusted recommended equipment catalogs for certain characters. Yeah, that's probably another thing is certain characters want certain equipments and then it wasn't a recommended thing, so how are you supposed to know that a character wants it if it's not recommended? I'm sure you could be testing stuff and figure out what works better, right? But there's so many... That's another thing about Currency Wars. There's so many different variables that it's kind of hard to tell if sometimes it's based off the fact that you have a better team going on, or if it's because of the equipment that you put on is not optimal for that character, or that team rather. So it's a lot of variables there, so it's hard to say sometimes. Okay, so Firestorm Surge increases the stackable on or off field strength per stack, allowing for better performance when stacked to sufficient levels. Lightning Boots increases the percentage of energy restored at the start of each turn. Bloodthirsty reduces the number of enemy defeats required, allowing faster access to damage amplification effects in combat. Decapitation Operation, okay. Funny. Oh, maybe not funny. I don't think Decapitation is very funny, huh? Decapitation Operation, anywho. Increases the damage amplification against elite and boss enemies for the wearer. Hun Generator increases the maximum Lucky Strike stacks when using ultimate. Wormhole Drill increases the break effect provided by the equipment. Photon Shield additionally provides bonus initial energy equipment stats. Corresponding privileged equipment will also be adjusted accordingly. So privileged equipment, from my understanding, is like a higher tier version of equipment. So it's like even better. I don't usually get privileged equipment in my runs though, which is, you know, not the best, but it is what it is. Okay, so for the nodes, so like all the different fights, right? So they've reduced enemy speed and attack and encounter nodes. They've also increased rewards for difficulty 3 and 4 encounter nodes in plane 1. Increases gold coin rewards in reward nodes. Okay. Now for the investment environments and strategies. Economic overheat / hyperheat reduces the HP of warp trotters, making them easier to catch. Yeah, sometimes those warp trotters are freaking tanky, man. It would be kind of tough. Because sometimes you can get warp trotters in your reward nodes based off of an investment strategy. And sometimes those guys would be hard to freaking take out. It'd be tough. Cost reduction increases the number of free character purchases, that's good. Massive layoffs increases the number of free refreshers. Juggle Protocol can reduce HP consumption when purchasing experience. Yes, I haven't gotten all the investment environments or strategies either. There's still stuff I have yet to find. Like everyone's talking about how that Albert one's freaking nasty or really, really fun. And like, I haven't even seen that yet, bro. Y'all are talking about something I can't even see. Resolution Planet of Entertainment reduces gold coin requirements for converting to reward nodes, and encounter nodes can now be converted to reward nodes. Interesting. Personnel restructuring removes all characters from the field and preparation area. Change to sells all characters on the field and preparation area. Now you'll get the gold coins you deserve for selling them. Interesting. I don't remember if I ever picked this one, so I don't know if this just took them all away and you just had to deal with it and had nobody there, or if it actually did sell all your characters and it just didn't tell you that it said removes instead. I don't know. I saw this part and I'm just like, well, what if I just kept the team I had going right now though? So I haven't done that one yet. Volley of arrows increases the base arrow count and wind arrow multiplier. Wind arrow damage will gradually increase as nodes progress. That's good. Doctoral studies optimizes description to match actual effects. Now we're on to some bugs. There's a lot of information, I'm sure, but you know, there's a lot. So I'm sorry, 4-star Hyacine, am I missing something? Hello? Thought 3-star was the max. It seems I still have stuff to figure out. Interesting. I was under the impression that 3-star was the max, not 4-star. Interesting. Alright, so see major bug fixes, start from the top. Fixed an issue where character Jade couldn't properly designate Debt Collector after Astral Express collided with enemies under certain circumstances at the start of combat. Interesting. Apparently there was an issue where a 4-star Hyacine wasn't correctly receiving Sereni's Epic of Chrysos buff. 4-star Hyacine, huh? I thought 3-star was the max. Interesting. There's another issue that they fixed where Tingyun would charge memo sprites while off field. Okay, yeah, that's kind of funny actually. Fixed an issue where a 1-star Face Shao incorrectly had incorrect stack limit for permanent follow-up attack damage increased per battle. There's another issue where after Yun Li parried damage for ally characters, affected characters' subsequent damage taken would abnormally decrease under certain conditions. Fix an issue where Evernight was off field, the vulnerability effect provided by Darkish Fiddle would be abnormally cleared when boss enemies entered their next phase. There's another problem where Sparkle's crit damage boost duration wasn't properly refreshed after using ultimate while off field. Another problem where Silverwolf's fatal bug would be abnormally dispelled under certain conditions. Another where Fushuin would abnormally heal ally memo sprites while off field. Another issue where the character... So these are all fixed, obviously, right? I mean, assuredly, that they're saying they fixed them, so I'm gonna trust them on that, right? Fixed an issue where the characters Fushuin on field and Luocha on or off field equipped with caloric overload could not take action under certain conditions, or correctly rather. My Days God's RB God wasn't correctly reducing enemy toughness while on field. Okay. Being Human had abnormal Lightning Lord stack accumulation under certain conditions. Fixed an issue where in the boss battle against Kafka, certain characters and memo sprites would deal abnormally high damage when randomly attacking ally targets after being dominated. Ooh, that probably ruined some people's runs. Fixed an issue where the affix permanent trauma would abnormally reduce character max HP to 1 under certain conditions. That could screw up a run. Another problem where synchronized action would cause abnormal action advance effects under certain circumstances. And then there's another problem where Evernet's memo sprite would incorrectly trigger the damage amplification effect from the investment strategy called Bloody Ascent and the equipment called Bloodthirsty, and also incorrectly trigger the investment strategy Tactical IPs plus under certain conditions. Yeah, I'm not sure what all that's about, but I guess that was a problem. There's an issue where follow-up attack of Face Shao could be triggered in certain situations, and then there was another problem where ally target speed changes cause abnormality in the action value when a character has Photon Shield equipped under certain circumstances. And then I guess there might be stuff they didn't say in here that you can go and check. To the version update notes rather. Then there is an expansion plan for 4.0, so whenever they decide to drop 4.0, I mean assuredly it's gonna be in 8 weeks from today, technically. But let's see what they have planned. Okay, so Currency Wars is expanding in 4.0. New staff members, so that means more characters added, that's good. New investment environments, that's good. More stuff to make the game different. More content to await your experience. The SID will introduce you to. Okay, so Dahlia is going to be in there from 4.0 onwards, okay. That's a shame that she's not in there with starting tomorrow, huh? That's fine. Probably new characters from 4.0 will join Currency Wars as new staff members, yep. After season expansion, some characters will become expert advisors. What's this? As expert advisors, they will no longer participate in normal store recruitment. You can unlock them through various methods in the match. So you can't buy them in the shop, I guess is what that means. Okay. Once unlocked, they can be purchased from the store, upgraded and equipped with gear just like other employees in the current run. They will also possess the bonds they previously had. Huh. I'm gonna guess that these expert advisors are going to be like really strong when you get them or something like that. Like, I don't know, maybe let's just say Firefly is one of them for whatever reason. Maybe when you get Firefly, she comes fully spec'd out with like all of her gear that she wants, right? And then since she's a 5-star, she's just gonna be even stronger, or 5 cost rather. So we don't know what that's gonna mean yet, but I guess that means that you have to unlock them via whatever method they have, and then you can start getting them from the shop, which is, I mean, it's different. I don't know, we'll see how fun that ends up being. Oh. Alright, expert advisors will have exclusive investment environments and investment strategies. Exclusive investment environments and strategies can provide unique buff effects for these expert advisors, offering a different experience. Okay, so they kind of are gonna make them like really good then. I guess that makes sense because it says expert advisors, right? Theoretically, they should be able to quote-unquote carry their respective teams. Additionally, they will be adding new investment environments, strategies, and more to enrich your gameplay experience, and tension levels will be expanded too. Be ready to experience the enhanced Currency Wars in version 4.0. Okay, so obviously the tension levels is like, as you play and get XP for the mode, you'll level up more and more, and that gets you more stuff. Well, more rewards and stuff like that, so that's good. Dang, it's almost... This ended up going a little longer than I would have expected, huh? I mean, let's be real though, there was a lot in here, right? But they did, it sounds like they changed a lot, which, you know what, I like that. There were certainly problems in the higher tier difficulties, there were certainly problems. Some teams were just like, nah, you just couldn't compete with them, you know? It was a bit unfortunate. But it sounds like with these changes, a lot of these teams are going to be able to be used at higher ranks, which I love the idea of, because it shouldn't, you know, it's just kind of boring to like, you know, start with, you have to freaking play one of 3 teams, otherwise you lose by default. That's kind of lame. I mean, maybe not by default rather, but like you can't win like within good reason if you didn't have this team set up every single time. I'm like, man, that's kind of boring. So hopefully these changes will be, you know, grade A. So we'll have to wait and see after the maintenance, and hopefully they'll be good. Anywho, hope you guys enjoyed this, a lot of this talking, but you know, I was highlighting the text, so you guys should have been able to follow along well enough. How far did you guys get in Currency Wars? Are you guys at Wealth Creator yet, or are you guys not quite there yet, but you're still getting there? Or have you just not touched it yet? For whatever reason, let me know in the comments. And I hope you guys all enjoyed. We'll be back pretty soon with some more content, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, morning, night, whatever. I'll see you all in the next video. Laters.